Hey residents, new and returning, Zach Tucker, the Dean of Students at ASU-Beebe here. I just want to take a few moments to go over some important information for Spring Move-In Day scheduled for this Sunday, January the 9th. I hope all of you have enjoyed your winter break and are excited about the new semester that we're going to be starting together just at the end of the week here. Right out of the gate, I want to remind students about your student account or your bill here at ASU-Beebe. Many of you may have already received emails and text communication this week about your student account because there are some important deadlines this week. I want each of you to know that your student account must be paid in full or financial aid in place or a payment plan in place by 2 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, January the 5th, or you will be unenrolled from your classes and required to re-enroll in your classes, re-register for classes, and your financial aid will be delayed because of your drop from classes. So please make sure that you have a payment plan in place or some financial aid in place, or you've made some payment on your account before 2 p.m. Wednesday, January the 5th, so you're not dropped from classes. As we move to Sunday, Move-In Day, Sunday, January the 9th, just like in the fall, residents will not be allowed to move back into the residence halls unless their account is finalized with the cashier's office. Any resident with a balance on their spring 2022 bill will be required to sign up for a payment plan before being allowed access to the residence halls. So if you take care of your account this week, whether that's making sure financial aid is fully covering your account, or you've made full payments over your account, or you set up a payment plan this week, that's great. But if on Sunday, Move-In Day, you still have a balance, you will be required to sign up with a payment plan on the spot. Payment plans can easily be set up, and you can check your account easily by checking the Vanguard portal at mycampus.asub.edu. It only costs $25 right now to set up for a payment plan, so I strongly encourage you, take the step, sign up with a payment plan. It's only $25 to get it set up, no down payment right now, and you can ensure that you're not dropped from classes and you're allowed to move into the residence hall Sunday without any concern or without any delay. Move-in day appointments. Every resident, new and returning, is required to schedule an appointment for when you plan to move in. You can do this very simply at asuberesidence.reslifeportal.com, our ResLife portal, under the header Time Block Appointments. You can schedule the time that you want. There are 30-minute time blocks that you can pick. You and up to 2 guests are allowed to come, and your guests can be on campus for up to 2 hours from your move-in time. Do know that when you come to your move-in appointment, you're going to go directly to the student center, not the residence hall, but the student center, to complete some check-in information before you're allowed to access the residence hall. But every resident must schedule a move-in appointment. So go please do that. ASUBeresidence.reslifeportal.com. There's also a link in the email that you received this video in. So what should we expect on move-in day? For returning residents, it's more of the same, a lot of how spring and fall of 2021 look like. For new residents, let me walk through that real quick. So again, you're going to arrive directly to the student center when you get on campus for your move-in appointment. Don't go to the residence hall. Every single resident and their guest has to have a screening wristband in order to have access to the resident hall, and you get that in the student center. So leave your belongings in your car when you come to campus and come directly to the student center. You're going to complete some housing paperwork. You're going to receive your room key. You're going to have your ID card printed, and a few other things, and be given a screening wristband. And once you've completed all the process in the student center, then you're free to go move into the resident hall as much as you want. And your guests, again, have 2 hours to be in the residence halls to help you move in. Upon arrival to the student center, every resident, new and returning, not guests, but residents, are going to be required to participate in a temperature screening and a COVID rapid test, every single resident. If an individual fails the screening, they're not going to be permitted to access the resident halls on move-in day this Sunday, but we'll schedule an alternative move-in day later in the week for you to move into a quarantine or isolation room without the crowd and congestion. After you're screened by the student life staff, you and your guests are going to be issued wristbands to access the residence halls. You're going to be given your ID card, or your ID card is going to be reactivated. You're going to go through signing paperwork. Your room key is going to be issued. And after all that is done, you're free to go to the resident hall, start unloading your car, and move in your belongings. I cannot stress enough that our staff is going to be focused on training over the next couple of days. So you cannot plan to move in the residence halls early. 9 o'clock on Sunday is the earliest a resident can move in. And we have plans after 7 o'clock. So 7 p.m. is the latest that you can start, or 6 p.m., I'm sorry, is the latest that you can start that move-in process on Sunday. So please make sure that you have time blocked. Make sure you schedule a check-in appointment and you arrive on time those particular days. At 7 p.m., we have a mandatory resident convocation. All residents, new and returning, are required to attend this resident convocation Sunday, January the 9th at 7 p.m. You're going to first go to your RA on your assigned hallway. They'll do an icebreaker, get everyone reconnected, get to know your new residents on your hall, and then you're going to head over to the Owens Center Theater where we're going to have some fun, give away some prizes, go over some changes and things that are going to be different in the residence hall so everyone is up to speed and that we can move forward. So I can't, again, stress enough, resident convocation is mandatory. If you miss the meeting, you're going to have to be required to follow up and have an in-person meeting with your resident hall manager later in the week. So let's get that done on Sunday. COVID protocol for our returning students, again, is more of the same. We really haven't changed anything at the college as far as day-to-day protocol. Wearing a face mask and social distancing are still required. We still have limited common space areas on campus and in the residence halls. There is still no visitation allowed in the residence halls at this time. We really feel that there's a possibility after the first month or so of college, there might be an opportunity to loosen up some of our protocol. But as of now, face masks are required, social distancing is still required, and there's no visitation in the residence halls. Those are the biggest things for folks to know. The final thing I want to make sure that everyone understands is if you, for whatever reason, feel that you need to change your room, you need a room change, know that we're going to be doing room changes the second week of school, not the first. So you're going to move in on Sunday, January the 9th. And that first week is an opportunity for you to figure out if your housing arrangements are going, if you think they're going to support you or not. There is a form, so get with an RA if you think you need a room change. Fill out a room change form and turn that back into the RA or housing staff. And the second week of school, room change week, is when we are going to look at making those accommodations if we can make those moves and make them work with our roster. We want your housing experience to be positive, so we'll definitely try as much as possible to work with you with that. Listen, folks, I am super excited about the start of the spring semester. This pandemic, I know, hasn't been fun. It's been some of the most difficult circumstances for students and faculty, and definitely student services folks that want to have engaging opportunities for students. But we have persevered, and I hope that spring 2022 is going to be much smoother and more achievable as we learn from the mistakes and successes of the fall semester. As we exit this holiday season, the Student Life staff wishes each of you happiness and comfort as you spend this last week with your friends and family. Remember, it is still a shared responsibility to mitigate the risk of spreading the virus in our communities. And I know as a Vanguard student, you will continue to do your part. As always, if you have any questions about housing or student life, feel free to email me at c8tucker@asubeebe.edu or call 501-882-8906. Be Vanguard.